The Tianjin Tower, one of the startling landmarks of a rapidly modernizing society, symbolic of enormous aspirations. The Canadian men have a huge task in front of them, and much of the burden must fall to veteran team member Kris Burley, who is trying to make his way back to the Olympic Games.
Ever since '96, I think most of the men's national team has been focused on getting that team qualification. Over the last year and a half, the entire men's team, for half, if not all of the time, have been in Fredericton training together, which is unprecedented for men's gymnastics. And in doing so, what happened was guys left their families, they left their jobs. We didn't work, we didn't go to school. We put everything on the line for this competition. And that's tough, but it's also really exciting because the saying that's in the back of my head when I came here was, everything to gain, nothing to lose.
Well, everything to gain and nothing to lose for Roshan Amendra, 23 years old, who trains in Hanwell, New Brunswick at the National Center, just outside Fredericton. That's Yegor Kolesnikov, who puts him up to the rings.
And Kris Burley is right. A lot of sacrifice has gone in to making an Olympic qualification. Right now, Roshan in his inverted cross, a little too high. That will affect his score. And Roshan has given up quite a bit. Originally training in Scarborough with Fred Hummel, has moved on to the Men's National Training Center. The desire is there, but you can see he's struggling on basic required elements, and the judges will have to nail them for it.
A bronze medal member of that team at the Pan American Games, Roshan Amendra, 9th all around at the Canadian Championships, but there are the low scores, 7-8-2-5 for Amendra on the rings. Now here's a veteran of Team Canada, 27-year-old Bramptonian Peter Schmid, member of the Burlington Boys Gymnastics Club.
Pure explosive power. That is going to give Canada a much-needed score. A beautiful double twisting Sukahara.
Top Canadian at the 97 World Championships. 9.487 is a good score on the vault for Peter Schmid. Now here is the veteran Kris Burley, competing at his 7th World Championships. Originally from Truro, Nova Scotia, on the parallel bars.
And internationally, he is known for a clean, classic style. Beautiful to watch. Probably the most potential on the team, but consistency has been a problem lately. Oh, right there. After the Healy, an extra swing definitely will affect the score. But everything else looks so perfect.
25 years old, Kris Burley has to be considering his future based on what happens here in Olympic qualification as he finishes up on the P-bars. And Carol Angela, as you noted, the extra swing was a problem. 8-7, 8-7 is the score for Burley on this apparatus. Now this is the rising star of the Canadian team, Alexander Jeltkov, originally from Soviet Georgia, but trained at the Immaculate Conception Center in Montreal, and now is at the National Training Center, and this is his event.
Here's a man that has no problem with consistency. Big high-flying Kovacs. Oh, great, right into a Gaylord. The judges want to see big release skills, but they're also looking for intricate in-bar moves just like those. Endos and Stalders. Jeltkov has full control of every element, showing virtually no deductions right through to a fantastic stable dismount.
Good cheer from the Canadians here in the People's Sports Center. Alexander Jeltkov, 21 years old, the Pan American and Commonwealth Games gold medal champion on this apparatus, the high bar, 9.637, world class to say the least. Youngest member of the Canadian team, Grant Golding of Maple Ridge, British Columbia, floor exercise.
Great personality, really adds a lot to the team. A lot of the men are trying to use the front tumbling to gain valuable bonus points. Display of strength, holding a planche needs to be higher.
Only 18 years old, still playing the part of a role player on this Canadian team. He was, however, a member of the bronze medal team at the Pan American Games in Winnipeg, as well as the Commonwealth Games in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
And his routine has no obvious major errors, Scott, but definitely needs more content in order to gain the big scores.
So British Columbia's Grant Goulding and his effort on the floor exercise 9.075. That's Mitz Ikeda, one of the Canadian coaches here in Tianjin, Alexander Jeltkov as well. Richard Ikeda now, son of Mitz, and now a veteran of this Canadian team on one of his best apparatus, the pommel horse.
And do they ever need him now? Pommel horse, effortless for him, a struggle for most. Beautiful single pommel work, just glides over that horse. Richard is not competing 6 events at this World Championships. They want him to concentrate on the tough ones, which is pommel horse, parallel bars, and he is doing a great job for the Canadian team.
Richard competed as an individual for Canada at the Olympic Games in '96, and he finishes up the pommel horse routine here. Questionable start value on this routine. It was out of a 9.8 instead of a 10. 9.425 is a good result for that start value, but the Canadian men with disappointing results, to say the least. Few will go to the Olympics, certainly not a full team complement. These World Championships have been an opportunity missed.
What do you think the impact of the judging was on the team?
Well, I heard, like the judges were pretty hard, throughout the day on everyone. So, I guess you just have to go with the flow. We went out there and did our job. We performed at the best that we could, and the scores. It's you can't really do anything but the scores. Just leave it up to the judges.
The men's team final is next, and the Chinese are the favorites in their own building.